How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh outweigh the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the wait. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Like a comet blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon. Like a rainbow fading in the twinkling of an eye, gone too soon. Shiny and sparkly and splendidly bright, here one day, gone one night. Like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon, gone too soon. Built upon a sandy beach, gone too soon. Like a perfect flower that is just beyond your reach, like a sunset, dying with the rising of the moon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Sorry, I've never told you all I wanted to say, and now it's too late to hold you, 'cause you've flown away, so far away.
Keeps me alive, alive, and I know you're shining down on me from heaven, like so many friends we've lost along the way, and I know eventually we'll be together, together. Once we
Darling, I never showed you.
I never showed you.
I assumed you'd always be there.
I thought you'd always be there.
I took your presence for granted, but I always cared, and I miss the love we shared. Eventually It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. How do I breathe without you? I'm feeling so cold. I'll be waiting right here for you till the day you're home. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on. So let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. When I see you again, see you again. Oh, when I see you again. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh, outweighed the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get beautiful day. And I'll take with me the memory.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops way up above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. I know somewhere over the rainbow, the bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow, wide and a wide and high.
Someday I'll reach upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far. Someday I'll reach upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you can find me.
Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, blue birds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow, wide and wide. Can't I? It's like me on the rainbow, wide
A blessed good morning to all. Family and friends, we are here today to honor the life of Edison Carlisle Yard, who many respected. This is the celebration of his life and personality, and a time to comfort those of his family and friends who have been influenced by his life and saddened by his death. Our ceremony will be a simple, non-religious one that includes tributes, as well as music and poetry that is of relevance to him. Although he did not believe in religion, He did look for the good in others and felt very strongly about the individual's right to freedom of choice in the main decisions about life and death. We therefore want to thank you for joining us this morning to celebrate the life of Edison Carlisle Yard. Be seated. We now invite Jeffrey Downs.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This tribute is dedicated to Edison Carlisle Yard, a man who I've known for over 30 years. This life, he has dedicated his life to service, three categories: service, family commitment, and professionalism. As I go along, one would see where commitment, dedication, and professionalism featured in his life. Okay, the world of work. He entered at a very tender age into the world of work, where he started as a mechanic at MTH Company. After about a year or so, another job opportunity came his way, this time to work on a vessel called the Jenkins Roberts. Now, this job served as a stepping stone for him to enter into the world of seamanship, where he worked in the capacity of an engineer. He worked on a number of vessels during his tenure as a seaman, and to name a few, I'll name a few, which were the MV Johnson, MV Zipper, MV Radar, MV Richville, MV Calamar. I just mentioned to name a few. There were others. Okay. He elevated himself as a mechanic and was recognized and was rewarded to be a chief engineer with a vessel called the MV Al-Anon. Okay, United Nations. Mr. Yard was a close friend of the late Captain George Ferguson. He was known in the seamanship world all over the island, way back 60s, 70s. He was a stalwart. He was a friend of Mr. Yard. This friendship, he also, let me mention also that he also served as a minister. So he was given another job opportunity, this time with the United Nations. So one would see now the elevation of this commitment, dedication, and professionalism, because these things are necessary, and these things elevated him in this capacity. In 1972, Mr. Yard retired as a seaman. This started an illustrious career as an engineer, which took him all over the island, whether it was at Oistins, Concept Bay, Pyle Bay, Tent Bay, or Bridgetown, or whatever other fishing village offered the opportunity for his services. He was very professional and straightforward. I must stress, straightforward in performing his duties. he would make himself available at the Bridgetown complex. This would be on a daily basis where you would see his ladder pull up, Mr. Yard get out, survey the place, and he would look to see when that bottom gate is open, when that gate fly. He would go through that, and he would be there from then till close of play. Any other calls from other areas which require his services, he would go. But he's going to leave a message to exactly where he's going. This is how straightforward and professional he was. Very precise to it. With this system in place, both owners were assured that they had someone available to keep the industry going. He was very reliable. He also saw his role as vital in the day-to-day runnings, operations of the fishing industry, himself becoming a boat owner. Love for reading, not the different categories. Mr. Yard had a love for reading. I was told he read everything. This broadened his knowledge, so he was versed in a number of matters. His knowledge was not confined to engineering or seamanship alone. I was fortunate to hear him speak on American politics. Such was his desire to broaden his knowledge. He was quick in decision making and had a solution to almost everything you confront him with. He was a quick thinker. Dedication to family. Devotion to his family was one of his hallmarks. He was especially fond of his grands and played an important role in their development. We have seen in procession the development and progress of a man coming from a humble background, beginning to become a master of his trade. His professionalism will be missed. His boots hard to fill. But memories of him will live on. Sleep on, Mr. Yard. You have fought the good fight. To his family, I would like to extend my deepest sympathy. Let these memories, which I mentioned, live on with you. Be proud of his achievements, the contribution he made to the fishing industry, and by extension, to his country. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey, for that very moving and truthful tribute. We will now have a tribute in song by Alex Cage, which would be followed by a tribute from Mr. Yard's grandchildren.
I protect you from the sadness in your eyes. Don't build you for this world of compromise. Yes, I could
I could, I would teach you all the things I never learned. Help you walk across the bridges that I burned. Yes, I would. If I could, I would try to heal you from the pages in your eyes. You fall to walk the world of compromise. I want you to grow so I can let you go. If I could, I would help you through all the hungry years. But I know that I can never cry your tears. Yes, I would. I could. If I could, in a time and place where you don't want to be, you don't have to walk this lonely road with me. My yesterday won't have to be help you make it through the hungry years. But I never that I can never cry your tears. But I would if I could. If I could, I'd protect you from the sadness in your eyes. I know that on this road of compromise, I want you to grow so I can let you go. If I could, I would help you make it through the hungry years. Give you courage to face all your fears. Yes, I would if I could. Yes, I would if I could. If I
Good morning. My name is Ashley Dial. I am a friend of Nandi's, and I'm going to read Nandi, Nakomi, and Akil's tribute, and I hope that I deliver it in a way that your grandfather and you are happy. Nandi, Granddad was my best friend. Mom said when she brought me home and placed me in his arms, we took one look at each other and our connection was inseparable. So much that I would turn up at his home unannounced, and he would just know I was on my way, and T would be there for me. That was Granddad, always taking care, and not just of me. I'm sure many here can attest to that. Anything I needed or anywhere I had to go, he ensured I had all the support I needed. Granddad ran up and down behind me. Cole would drop me to the bus terminal, thinking that I would catch the bus to school. But Granddad would always come to the rescue. He would come pick me up, take me to school, and come back for me after. He was always there. Every football game, dance recital, graduation, he was there with all the support a girl could need. The support I needed to pursue the things I love and brought me joy. That was just one of the many lessons Granddad instilled in me, gifting me with the random, meaningful gems and gifts in the way of affirmations. one which read, "Do what makes you happy and not what people want you to do. Do your best and forget the rest, and you are sure to reap success. As long as it doesn't negatively affect yourself or anyone else, make yourself happy." Doing just that made him so proud. Even in his last days, he asked every nurse, "You know Nandi the dancer? That's my granddaughter." Likewise, my entire demeanor would light up any chance I got to tell someone about how great my grandfather is. He is a true representation of love and a standard of care. He is forever my fave. Nakomi. Growing up, we spent most of our time at my grandfather's house. And when it was time to go home, we would always come up with a reason why we would stay, even if it didn't make sense. Our excuses would vary from, if we don't stay, we will be late for school, or how will we get granddad's porridge, as if our parents didn't live in the vicinity. Sometimes it was even just to watch television, as if we didn't have any at home. But granddad would always watch what we found exciting and be just as entertained as we were, and we knew the lineup every day for our favorite shows. Granddad always had a stern and not to be messed with demeanor. He might have come off as harsh to others, but he was very loving and caring. We knew he was very observant and selective of who he let into his space. And if he let you in his space, you knew you were safe. He would often remind us, you can't let people in so easily. They will take advantage. Granddad always had a saying or quote to get every point across. He instilled in each of us to always work for whatever we want and nothing is impossible. Granddad would tell us stories and often remind us that he grew up poor and spent part of his childhood at the Nightingale Children's Home. Those stories would end with him saying, "Y'all real privileged, so don't take it for granted." Thank you, Granddad, for showing me how to live a life without compromise. Thank you for showing me what walking in humility and love is all about. I know my grandpa was not only an inspiration to me, but to so many of you as well. So today, I am sure he would want you to leave here not in mourning, but rejoicing in life. Akeem. For my granddad, who I love and will miss, I have had good days and other days with my granddad. Many laughs, many tough moments, as he sometimes shows tough love. All in all, no matter what, I always knew my granddad loved and cared for me. And I pray he rests in peace. Love, your first grandson.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here. I don't know you to be the best or the worst son, father, husband, or uncle, but we all grandchildren would agree that you are the best granddad, who had a unique way of showing his love. As I evolved, I appreciate his sternness, sense of pride, and the respect he commanded. His impeccable work ethic is one I admired. I remember Granddad getting up at the crack of dawn to go to the fishing complex to conduct business and work on boats. He was dedicated to being a boat mechanic, a skill in which he perfected. As far as I know, he was the best at his craft, and I was happy to witness this. I can remember coming home from school, and Granddad would be in his workshop repairing all types of boat equipment, and if there was a piece of equipment he couldn't figure out at first, he would pull out these big textbooks about boat engineering and read up on how to fix the equipment. I also knew that I can always count on my grandfather, especially when it came to someone messing with us. He was very protective and had a no-nonsense demeanor. I remember one day at school, a classmate was messing with me, and I told him, if you don't leave me alone, I would get my grandfather for you. And he laughed. As soon as I got home from school, I told Granddad what happened. He stopped eating his soup and immediately went to deal with the matter at hand. Granddad had a blunt, straight-to-the-point personality and did not do much talking. On Granddad's birthday, we would always guess to see whose phone call is going to last the longest. The duration of these calls should have made the Guinness Book of Records for the shortest calls in history. It went like, hello? Hi, Granddad. Lachey? Yes, happy birthday. How was your day? My day was good. How you keeping? I'm doing good also. All right, everything good? Okay, good, bye. Love you. Before I could, before I could say, talk to you later, I would hear Tony. He was a simple man, but to him, every day was Father's Day, and this is what he would say to us when we would wish him Happy Father's Day. Granddad never missed a birthday, a Valentine's Day, or any important event in my life. Granddad, thank you for the ways you have impacted my life, especially ensuring that I understood that I have to do what makes me happy, live my life for me, and don't worry what people say. You are always my anchor and the cornerstone in our lives. As we put you to rest, I'm happy that you have shown me discipline, happiness, and that I was made from greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, all the grandchildren, and your comments. I'm quite sure that he's hearing each and every one, and he's very pleased. We'll now have a tribute in song by Janice Griffith.
Hi, good morning. There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings the fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now our sister, she's been robbed and lied to, and still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. We are a family whose hearts are blazing. We raise our candles and light up the sky. Pray to our Father. In the name of Jesus, make us a beacon in darkest hours. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, deceive and prove. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived the lives as full as travel each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times I sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels the reckless shoes. I took the blues and did it my way. Thank you.
Can we give Janice another round of applause? Thank you. We'll now invite Alex again to do our final tribute in song.
Yeah. It's my understanding that Edison was a big fan of Ray Charles. I'm a friend of Nandy's, and she asked me to sing. You can't hear? No. Okay. Can you just answer me? No, I was saying I'm a friend of Nandy's, and she asked me to sing, and she mentioned to me that Edison was a fan of Ray Charles, and so I wanted to dedicate this song in particular to the family. It's actually one of my favorite songs. It's called A Song for You. I've been to many places in my life and time. I sung another songs, I made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone, and now I'm singing a song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, baby, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Baby, won't you please see through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing a song to you. Told me precious secrets of a true love withholding nothing. We stood out in front when I was hiding. Yeah. But now I'm so much better. And if my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding. I love you in a place where there's no life and time. I love you for my life, you're a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone, and now I'm singing a song to you. Place where there's no life in time. I love you for my life, you're a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone, and now I'm singing a song to you. We were alone, and now I'm singing a song to you. We were alone, and now I'm singing a song to you.
Thank you so much, Alex. We will now have the tribute by the children, which will be followed by the commendation by Colleen Roberts.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for showing up for the celebration of my dad's life. My dad was the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth. I know a lot of you might dispute that with Jesus. Jesus was number 2. I'm sad that my dad is gone, but I have more happiness in my heart for my dad than I do sadness. Everyone that knows me and my dad know how close we were, how much we loved each other. But there's so much joy that he brought to my life. Today, I feel more filled with joy than I do sadness. That's how much joy my dad brought to my life. As you know, Donna said my dad was not religious. My dad worked in the fishing industry, which means there were no scripture verses coming from his mouth. Those of you who know my dad know that's not a lie. And I'm just going to highlight some of the great, wonderful characters of my dad. My dad was very funny. My dad chose every opportunity to make you laugh. He also had a serious side, but he also had a very funny side. My dad was also very loving. You know, his family can attest to that. Friends can attest to that. But also, if my dad loved you, he loved you. If he didn't love you, he didn't love you. He was just honest. Some people say brutally honest. my dad was just honest. You know, fat people were fat, skinny people were skinny. He didn't like mix any words or try to make anyone feel special. You are what you were to my dad. And as Donna said, my dad was not religious, which is why we're having this kind of ceremony where we're just each giving tributes, you know, and talking about what a wonderful person he was. Some funny things that my dad did. Some of you might not find this funny, but my dad was not a man of the church. I remember my mom would give us 25 cents for collection to give to the church, right? Mom, give us 25 cents. When we got to church, we figured, okay, we're going to give the church 25 cents. While we were sitting in Sunday school, my dad would be standing outside the window. All we were hearing, psst, psst, hey, and that finger. You go outside, my dad, how much money your mom give you? 25 cents? Give me that. Here, back then, you guys remember the big penny? Big penny, that's enough for the church. Now go back inside. That was my dad. And my dad also had a unique way of swearing. Are we in the church? We are? Okay. This is not a swear, so, and God knows if, you know, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? God forgives all, right? That's what I heard, so. My favorite thing my dad would say, he would say, everything was kiss me ass, right? That's what my dad would say. Who turned on the kiss me ass lights in this bedroom, right? Everything was kiss me ass, right? Who left the kiss me ass fridge open? That was my dad. My dad was notorious about the electric bill, right? My dad would watch the electric bill. If you were in the kitchen and decided forgot something in the bedroom, what, like 2 or 3 seconds? By the time you got to go to the bedroom and the lights were out, and my dad was sitting in the same place. Like, how did he do that? Like, how did he move so fast? My dad was very, very, you know, a stickler for saving electricity. You know, when people die, they say they see a bright light, you know, and they're walking towards the pearly gates. If my dad saw a light, I guarantee you he turned that shit off. My dad was also very, very loving for his family. He was passionate about his family. I was talking to Ann about the hugs and how he used to greet us. Hey, my son. When he sees Ann, hey. He just had this energy. He made you feel special. If you would be inside and you go outside and you would come back and you would think you were gone for a year, because my dad greeted us the same way every time. Every single time I called my dad when I lived in the U.S., every time I pick up the phone, my dad pick up, hey, Dad, hey, my son, how are you? I love you so. It's that level of energy from my dad. I hope you guys can hear this. I did a video of my dad. Oh, shoot, it's way greeting me. Hope I can find it quickly. I don't want to waste too much time. But just so you guys can get an idea of how my dad greeted us. 1 second. Don't pray or talk amongst yourselves. The word. Whatever it is you guys do. All right, here you go. Those are all kisses.
You look nice. You look comfortable. You look at ease. You alright? You alright? You comfortable?
Yeah, man. I'm good. I'm very good.
You're happy?
Yes.
And why are you happy?
Are you happy? You happy?
Are you happy for you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be happy for you, man. So how things are in your way? Yeah.
That was my dad. And I just want to say, Dad, I love you so much. I'm not going to spend a lot of the time saying how much I love my dad, because he knew it when I was alive. That's why I'm in this mood. When he was I'm a comedian, by the way, so that's it. I knew what that was. That was a joke. No, I meant to say that. My Dad, I love you. I love you so much. To say I love my dad was an understatement. I was crazy about my dad. My dad was my life teacher. My dad was my counselor. My dad was my comforter. My dad's my superhero. I love this man like I have never loved anyone before. And Dad, I love you, and I'm ready to be with you wherever you are. Thank you guys for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Edison Yard's third daughter. I am here today to say a few words about my dad. But before I say a few words about my dad, I am different. I have to acknowledge God, because without God, I couldn't have a dad. And I'm so grateful unto God for giving me a dad like he did. An outspoken dad. A dad who said what he wanted to say. And a dad who would have done anything for any of his children, who truly loved us. I've never known anyone to love like that, his children. My dad was my first love. And I'm so grateful that God allowed him to live for 89 years. As we all know, God said 70 years, but God gave him 19 years more than the 70. And for that, I'm so very grateful unto God for my dad. My dad was a very good provider. He loved his family. He took very good care of us. He was a no-nonsense, spoke his mind, told you just like it is. And I have a lot of him in me, who knows me. I'm like, I was a kind of a carbon copy, because I say what I gotta say. If you don't like it, that's your business. My dad spoiled me. I got away with a lot. I would say my dad. When I should have been beaten, I wasn't. And then he would probably beat me and then feel sad about beating me. But that was my dad. My dad was the best engineer there was. Great work ethic. He was the best at what he did. I choose to remember the good times with my dad. I remember my dad used to travel a lot. And he was always gone, but I used to write lots of letters to my dad. And my happiest days were when my dad would come back to Barbados. And he always bought gifts for us. But my happiest days was seeing my dad either getting off the boat and probably walking up the gap or getting in a car or something. That was the highlight of my life, my dad to be home. Over the years, my dad and I, we are like two negatives, don't agree. So we fell apart. But even though we fell apart, I love my dad regardless. You still cannot say anything negative about my dad, because he was and will and always would be my dad. And I love my dad no matter what. I have to say this. I was told, or I overheard, or somebody said to me, whatever you want to say. I know that my dad uttered some words in the hospital when he was there, and one of the words that he uttered was hallelujah. Imagine, like he said, like my brother said, but he said hallelujah. And for me, who knows, hallelujah is the highest praise unto God. So picture my dad saying hallelujah. I took it serious. I took it that he had a conversation with God. And that brought me peace. That brought me great peace. And then when I saw my dad yesterday, for the first time in a long time, and I looked at his face, I saw peace. And I saw a happiness, because I went expecting to see something different. But when I saw him, it brought me more peace. So I'm happy and I'm grateful to God for loaning him to us for such a long time that he did. And I will say this, for you non-religious folks, I'm sorry, I just got to talk about God because that's all I know right now. And that's all I ever want to know, because that's the only one that has us all in your life today. I want to say that I look at my father's going home, like my father being the thief on the cross that God snatched just in time. And I'm grateful and I'm happy. And I'm going to leave you with Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil, for thou art with you. The rod and the staff shall comfort him. May God comfort him until that day when I see him. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Murray, and I've been tasked to read Angela and Colleen's tribute to their dad. Just a personal, I've been around this family for over 40 years. And it's telling me 50. I didn't want it to be a pair that long, but I've been around this family from the time my mom met Mrs. Yard and they went to Housecraft Center, and the friendship developed from there. Whatever they made at the Housecraft Center on days, we would be sure that we would get a taste of whatever was done for that day. And as a consequence of all of that, all the cane sucking and everything that they used to come up by us, and we were going to ground and have cane, and because my mother was a gardener, and whatever we shared with them.
Did your mother have a cane, bro?
Anyhow, just to be continue the flow. This is from Anne and Colleen, as I said. When we were young, we didn't truly appreciate many of our dad's greatest qualities. His fearlessness, his frankness, his pragmatism, and his commitment to our family were sources of embarrassment. It didn't occur to us then that these qualities brought many of the successes Dad achieved that afforded us a good life. This is Anne's personal embarrassing good memories. Dad used to drop me to Eagle Hall to catch a school bus. If we got to the bus stop as the bus was leaving, he would chase it down, blowing his horn while overtaking it, and instead of taking me to the next stop, he would stop the bus, get out of his car, and take me to the bus. I would get on the bus to a look from the driver and the stares of my fellow students. However, I wasn't late for school, which I would have been had I missed the bus, but which I would have preferred to the looks and stares of those in the bus. One day Dad was chasing the school bus. I mentioned that one of my teachers who lived on the bus route was walking down his front steps. Dad's car came to a screeching halt. He backed his car up, blocking the teacher's driveway, got out, went and spoke to the teacher, who was already in his car, came back, told me, "Get my school bag. The teacher is taking you to school." The drive to Belle Plaine that day was an awkward silence and agonizing. Needless to say, I never pointed out anyone going my way to Dad again. That teacher never said 2 words to me before, during, and after that drive. I don't think he even liked me, but I wasn't late for school. I'm just going to put in a snippet here from Colleen's with her good memories. Colleen writes, "Daddy was a good provider for his family, a protector as nobody could mess with us, and he was also a strict disciplinarian." And as you would have realized in all the tributes, that seems to be a general theme. When he was at home from the rough seas, You walked on eggshells around him. You were afraid to approach him because of his matter-of-fact responses. But there was also another side of him. I remember when I was a young child, the Sunday evening drives, going for ice cream, and he taking us to the cinema. Those drives would also involve stopping in a cart road between a cane ground and helping yourself to some juicy cane. One Sunday, a watchman approached us and asked Daddy what he was doing there. Daddy responded, "The other watchman gave me permission." While the watchman went to check with the other watchman, Daddy got in the car and scratched off. However, we enjoyed sitting around him while he peeled and fed us with the cane. All right, I'm going to go on now again. When I was given permission to go to parties, Dad would check the newspaper for the TV schedule and say, "Get back home before the TV goes off," as that was when he'd go to bed. As a lot of you know, Mr. Yard loved television. Back then, that could easily be 10 o'clock, which meant I had to make my way home before the party started. I got a good night's rest and was bright-eyed and ready for the world when I awoke the next day instead of being tired from partying the night away. Say no. Say no. All right. Dad had a reputation of being a seriously strict father, which prompted the boys in the neighborhood to issue a warning to those unaware. Don't mess with them. Them is Yard daughters. He ignorant. He would call us outside to talk to a boy who was passing through and stop to say hi. After a few minutes of conversation, Dad would surface, send us inside, and chase the boy away with a few choice words to go. I must say that never happened to me. Dad protected us and our virtues as was his duty, which resulted in the boys in the neighborhood having the greatest respect for the Yard daughters. When Dad was home from his travels or after he stopped traveling and worked on the island, we would be embarrassed many more times, and now looking back, we find more humor and delight than embarrassment in those precious memories. Dad traveled the world and didn't like us out of his sight for long once he was home. Whenever he stepped foot in the house, he would say, "Gee, where the children?" And she would call home those of us who were outside somewhere. We would come home and had to be as quiet as church mice so as not to disturb or annoy Dad. He just wanted us to be near him after long periods away, and we wanted to be outside hanging out with our friends, never thinking about how much he must have missed us working away from home at sea. Having Dad home full time filled our days and our lives with more fun times than not. Picnics, going for cane, there comes the cane again. Sunday drives in the country, chicken barn trips, beach Sundays, drive-in shows, evening trips to the wharf for the catch of the day, travel, and much more. To some, Dad was scary, mean, wicked, stern, and disagreeable. And yes, he was. But he was also amusing, charming. To those of us lucky enough to belong to his small, exclusive circle of family and friends, Dad was a wonderful, a powerful, loving man who took no prisoners and did not sugarcoat his words, but a great person to have on your side. He had a way with words and a delivery that always made you laugh, even when he was serious. We just couldn't let him see us laugh, especially after he told Colleen, "Don't remember anything funny in here," because she would seemingly laugh out every night, claiming she remembered something funny. Dad, we are thankful to have had you as long as we did. We leave you in peace. At this time, it's just a short farewell poem.
Farewell to thee, but farewell to all our fondest thoughts of thee. Within our hearts they still shall dwell, and they cheer and comfort me. Life seems more sweet that thou didst live,
and men more true, thou were one. Nothing is lost that thou didst give, nothing destroyed that thou hast done. May Mr. Yard rest in peace.
Good evening. Please stand. Or is it evening, morning? Edison Carlett Yard. There is sadness in our hearts as we say goodbye, but there's a heartfelt gratitude for your life, and we will never forget you. When we are weary and in need of strength, and when we are lost and sick at heart, when we have joy we crave to share, when we have decisions that are hard to make, at the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, at the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, at the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of the summer, at the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn. As long as we live, you too will live, for you are always a part of us. Thank you. Last one? Continue? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Edison Carla Yard, for all you were and all that you gave. But now it's time to say a final goodbye, thus committing your memories to our hearts for the rest of our lives. To everything there is a season and a time to everything. Purpose on earth, a time to be born and a time to die. Here in this last act, in sorrow but without fear, in love and appreciation, we leave you in peace, and with respect, we bid you farewell. Your body, we commit to its natural end. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness.
Without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. When I see you again, see you How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh, outweigh them bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh, outweigh them bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hi everyone. I'll now repeat the words of the committal. Thank you, Edison Carlisle Yard, for all you were and all that you gave. But now it's time to say a final goodbye, thus committing your memory to our heart for the rest of our days. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose on earth, a time to be born and a time to die. Here in this last act, in sorrow but without fear, in love and appreciation, we leave you in peace. And with respect, we bid you farewell. Your body we now commit to its natural end.
This bitter shares. And if my life is like the dust that hides the glow of a rose, what good am I? Heaven only knows. This earth, yes, can be so cold. Today you're young, too soon you're old. But while a voice within me cries, I'm sure someone may answer my call, and this bitter earth may not, oh, be so bitter after all.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way, and forevermore. That's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore. That's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am
telling me?
On this summer day, then you might as well take the sun away. All the birds that flew in the summer sky when our love was new and our hearts were high. When the day was young and the night was long and the moon stood still for the night bird's song. If you go away, if you go away, if you go away, as I know you will, you must tell the world to stop turning till you return again. If you ever do, for what good is love without loving you? Can I tell you now, as you turn to go, I'm gonna be dying slowly till the next hello. Girl, if you go away, need not keep it far. If you go away, but if you stay, I'll make you a night like no night has been. Oh, we'll be again. I'll sail on your smile, I'll ride on your touch, I'll talk to your eyes. I love so much as I know you must. Oh, there'll be nothing left in this world to trust. Just an empty room full of empty space, like that empty look I can see on your face. I have been the shadow of your dog if I thought it might have kept me here by your side. If you go away, you might keep it far. If you go
Just put it.
I'm growing up. Not on the camera. Again.
to man, and my cross is on his going. But a man will always be cruel to man, and the devil never be chained. So I must believe that there's something greater than me. To keep up the fight, I just got to see that there's something greater than me. Take your head off the clouds and look till you see that there's something greater than me. Chill me wrongfully and I'll still be free. Cause there's something greater than me. Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah. Still tries to separate his own brothers with class and greed. Upper class, middle class, and lower class, with the lower following lead. Separation shows my good soul of mine, and its squares are rapid and fast. Man on dying bendies, known as black, does he request a certain class? No, I just wonder about St. Judgment and kicking fuss. Because death is the crucial part of life, when man returns for nothing but dust. Now I wipe my tears and I start to face smile of the last and great game. Cause when rich and poor convert back to dust, that dust texture remains the same. So I must believe that there's something greater than me. To keep up the fight, I just got to see that there's something greater than me. Take your head off the clouds and look till you see that there's something greater than me. Tell me wrongfully and I'll still be free. Cause there's something greater than me. Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah. Make them want to look just like we. But can drugs slip in through a tight system without any authority? Those small fries like we distributing it and taking life without mercy. Take a nice trip to any system, yeah. Do we look like authority? No. Religion's crying, religion's down, leaving you to feel so confused. False prophets come, regular prophets gain, as religion is fully abused. One world leaders seemingly more concerned for their own good-life, trying to hide the truth from the whole wide world. Racism no longer exists. So I must believe that there's something greater than me. To keep up the fight, I just got to see that there's something greater than me. Take your head off the clouds and look till you see that there's something greater than me. Chill me wrongfully and I'll still be free. There's something Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah, Jah Jah. Knowing the truth, we shall
The family of late Edison Yard wishes to express sincere appreciation for your love and support during this period of bereavement and asks that you respect their desire to spend time together in quiet reflection after the interment. Thank you ever so much for being here with us today.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell